Ethan's hands trembled as he replayed the footage for the 5th time. There it was again. A shadow gliding past his cubicle at 2:47 a.m., just beyond the reach of the hallway lights. He'd set up the camera thinking it was a cleaning crew mistake. Maybe a petty thief, maybe even his mind playing tricks. But the shape didn't move like a person. It stopped, as if it knew it was being watched, then tilted its head, not toward the lens, but toward where he had been sitting earlier that night. What would you do if something at work watched you more closely than your own boss? How far would you go to prove you weren't losing your mind? As the frame glitched and refocused, Ethan leaned closer. In the next second, the shadow's outline stretched impossibly tall, filling the screen. Then everything went black. Morning brings no comfort. The office feels wrong. Too quiet, too still. Ethan hurries to show Jordan the footage, but when he opens the file, it's gone. The folder is empty, replaced by one line of text. Do not look again. Jordan laughs it off, calling it a prank, but Ethan's face stays pale. He remembers the feeling, the cold watching him from behind that screen. The laughter fades, replaced by that uneasy awareness that maybe it's still there, waiting for him to press play again. Marissa appears in Ethan's doorway with that corporate smile that never reaches her eyes. She tells him to take a day off, that he's been overworking himself. But there's a flicker of something else in her tone. Something rehearsed, as if she's said it before. When Ethan mentions the footage, her smile hardens. She insists he delete whatever's left. We don't want rumors spreading, she says. And for a moment, Ethan could swear her reflection in the glass behind her isn't smiling at all. Ethan spends the evening alone again, scrolling through deleted files. Every attempt to recover the footage returns the same result, an error code, and the same chilling phrase. He looks around the office. Everything seems ordinary, yet the silence feels heavier than before. The printer clicks once, then again, then stops, mid-page, mid-motion, as if something unseen had brushed past. Jordan returns that night, joking about ghosts while carrying takeout. He finds Ethan staring blankly at his monitor, pale as paper. It's here, Ethan whispers. On the screen, the camera feed is back. Live. The hallway shows nothing at first. Then, slowly, a shadow begins to crawl into view, stretching toward the camera as if reaching for whoever's watching. The screen flickers again, and this time the camera angle changes on its own. Now, it's facing Ethan. Jordan insists the camera must have glitched. It's old hardware, he says, half convincing himself. But Ethan can't shake what he saw. The way the figure moved like it remembered the off. They set up new equipment, better lenses, motion sensors, everything. Yet when the system powers on, the feed already shows something. A reflection, faint and wrong. A second Ethan, seated at his desk, unmoving, expression blank. It's not recording. Jordan mutters, confusion creeping into his tone. It's Liv. Ethan stares, realization draining the color from his face. On the screen, his double slowly turns its head, locking eyes with him through the monitor. The next morning, Ethan asks Marissa for access to the old security archives. She hesitates, fingers drumming her polished desk. Those files are restricted, she says flatly. But as Ethan insists, her posture stiffens. Some doors should stay closed, she whispers. When he leaves, she locks her screen too quickly, and the mirrored reflection of her monitor shows a paused video. The same shadow, the same hallway. She's seen it before. Jordan returns with old backup drives he found in its storage. These were marked for deletion, he says. They load the files and the screen floods with timestamps every night for the past year, all labeled 2:47 a.m. In each, the same figure appears, pacing, watching. But something changes in the later videos. The shadow grows clearer, more human, until in the final clip, its face almost resembles Ethan's. He steps back, throat dry. It's You, Jordan whispers. Ethan's sanity unravels. Every reflective surface now seems to hold that second version of him. Glass walls, monitors, even the darkened window. He tapes over screens, covers mirrors, but it doesn't help. Jordan tries to reason with him, but Ethan swears the reflections move on their own. One night, the reflection lifts its hand to the glass, and Ethan's reflection stays there even after he lowers his own. The copy grins faintly and whispers something he can't hear. Later that night, Jordan reviews the feeds alone, unable to resist curiosity. He finds something new, a folder labeled "Welcome Jordan." Inside, a single video plays. It's the office. Empty, except for Ethan sitting motionless at his desk. Then, slowly, Ethan raises his head and speaks directly to the camera. "You shouldn't have come back." Jordan freezes. The timestamp reads 10 minutes into the future. Behind him, a faint shuffle echoes in the dark. By morning, no one remembers Jordan showing up last night. His desk is empty, his nameplate gone, his login deactivated. Ethan stumbles through HR, demanding answers, but Marissa only looks at him with forced confusion. "Jordan, who's that?" she says, fingers twitching at her keyboard. The more he insists, the more unreal her tone becomes, as if the name has never existed. But Ethan can still hear Jordan's laughter in the hallway, faint and distant, echoing through the vents. Somewhere a phone rings once, then twice, and stops before anyone can pick up. Ethan digs into the archives, desperate. Every backup drive shows the same. No Jordan, no footage, no record of the night before. Yet one folder remains unlabeled. Inside are grainy clips of him sitting alone in the office, sometimes looking up, sometimes whispering. But he doesn't remember filming any of it. The timestamps run into the future. The footage shows him doing things he hasn't done yet. Standing, walking toward the exit, then turning sharply, as if called by something off-screen. Marissa calls Ethan into her office. She seems different, calmer, almost rehearsed. "You've been under pressure," she says softly, her voice a strange mix of pity and detachment. Behind her, the reflection in the glass wall doesn't match her movements. It smiles when she doesn't. Ethan's gaze shifts between her and that mirrored version, realization dawning like nausea. "You saw it too," he murmurs. Marissa blinks once, slowly. "We all see what we deserve," her reflection answers, though her lips don't move. That night, Ethan finds himself alone again, though he doesn't remember staying late. The office feels suspended in time. Screens frozen, clocks stopped. The hum of the air system has vanished. As he walks between cubicles, he notices papers fluttering as if stirred by a passing breath. Then, near Jordan's desk, the monitors flicker on by themselves. Every screen shows Ethan from a different angle, recorded moments before he arrived there. One by one, each Ethan in the footage looks up, and all of them turn toward the real one. Ethan tries to run. The exit doors are locked, the security panels dead. Every reflection shows him standing still, even as he pounds the glass. Finally, he grabs a chair and smashes it into the wall mirror, and for an instant he sees Jordan's face inside, screaming silently. Then the mirror mends itself, smooth as water. The lights buzz back to life, and Ethan is gone. Only the sound of typing echoes from his cubicle. On his desk, the monitor glows faintly, displaying a new file name, Ethan Cole, 247 and 4. Marissa sits alone in her office before dawn, reviewing incident reports that no longer exist. The system shows no record of Ethan Cole, no mention of Jordan Pike. Yet she remembers their faces, their voices, the strange way the glass sometimes rippled when she looked at her reflection too long. HR memos appear with her signature, ordering staff terminations she never approved. She clicks on one file, and a low whisper plays from her speakers. It sounds like Ethan, repeating her name over and over until the sound blends into static. Later that morning, an auditor from corporate arrives, asking about missing employees. Marissa smiles through the meeting, but inside, panic tightens her chest. She lies with ease. Ethan and Jordan resigned last quarter. But when the auditor requests their exit paperwork, the printer behind her starts on its own, spitting out a page. She glances down. It's a still frame. Her office camera at 2:47 a.m. showing her asleep at her desk. And behind her, in the darkness, a shape watching. Marissa locks her office and starts deleting everything. Emails, archives, backups. Each file vanishes, replaced by the same phrase that once haunted Ethan. Do not look again. She tries unplugging the computer, but it stays on, humming quietly. The monitor flickers and displays the security feed from the hallway, the reflection of her standing at her desk, typing endlessly, though her hands are still. When she blinks, the reflection stops. When she exhales, it smiles. That night, Marissa's phone rings from an unknown number. When she answers, the voice is faint, but familiar. Jordan's. It's not gone, he whispers. It never leaves. She rushes to the security room, pulling up live feeds. Every monitor shows empty hallways except one. In it, Ethan sits quietly at his desk, staring straight into the lens. She leans closer. The timestamp reads, tomorrow. 2:47 a.m. Then, as the screen distorts, Ethan slowly raises his hand and points directly at her. Marissa arrives early the next morning. The office feels colder. As she walks past Ethan's empty cubicle, she notices his chair turned toward the glass wall, and a reflection sitting in it. It's her, but this version doesn't follow her movements. It sits perfectly still, head tilted as though listening. Marissa backs away slowly, heart racing. Then the lights flicker. In every window, every surface, she sees her reflection. Hundreds of her, all smiling now. Somewhere deep inside the system, a new file uploads automatically. Marissa, Heller 2:47 am files. The following week, the office starts breaking down. Monitors flicker with faces that aren't there. The automated intercom repeats fragments of old conversations, voices of employees who no longer exist. Marissa tries to hold morning meetings, but people keep forgetting what they were discussing. One intern swears she saw Ethan's reflection in the conference room glass, whispering numbers. Another claims their email inbox filled with the same timestamp repeated hundreds of times. 2:47 a.m. The system is alive now, pulsing like a nervous network. Even breathing feels synced to its rhythm. By noon, power surges roll through the building. The lights die, then return. Screens glow without power. Files reappear. Reports written by employees months after their recorded deaths. Marissa calls it, but the line plays back her own voice, panicked, begging for help. She slams the phone down, breath shaking, and sees that her reflection in the dark monitor is still holding the receiver, whispering into it. The reflection turns its head, not toward her, but toward something standing just behind her shoulder. Security footage now plays automatically on every idle screen. Ethan appears in them all, sitting at his cubicle, standing by the elevator, sometimes walking directly toward the camera before fading into static. Marissa orders the power cut, but the generators keep humming, monitors glowing with phantom current. She tries to delete the server directory, but the computer types for her. Hello, Marissa. Then, new footage begins recording in real time, her face on screen, wide-eyed, watching herself. The building systems begin rewriting themselves. Emails arrive from non-existent employees. The corporate logo on the lobby screen warps into something unrecognizable, a distorted pattern resembling a face. People start vanishing mid-sentence. Their names are erased from attendance logs. Marissa runs toward the stairwell, but every door leads back into the same corridor. Her phone buzzes with a new message. It's time to join us. Attached is a file named collapse 2:47am.np file. By evening, no one remains. The office hums quietly, the lights stabilizing into an eerie calm. Marissa sits at her desk, fingers trembling, whispering a corporate apology to no one. Her reflection smiles faintly, eyes hollow. In the next instant, the lights dim, and a dozen versions of her reflection fill the glass walls, some sitting, some standing, all watching. She looks into her own eyes, realizing what Ethan saw. There was never a trespasser. The building wasn't haunted. It was becoming aware. And now, it wanted her too. 3 months later, the company reopens under a new name, Coleman and Finch Analytics. A cheerful email welcomes the new hires, promising a fresh start in a modernized workspace. The old floors are renovated, the glass walls polished to perfection. But on the first day, when the elevator doors open, the air feels colder than it should. The hum of fluorescent light seems to whisper beneath the sound of shoes on tile. None of them notice the small camera in the corner, still recording, still blinking red, its timestamp frozen at 2:47 a.m. The onboarding session feels ordinary enough. New laptops, passwords, smiles. But when the systems boot up, each screen briefly flashes an old logo, the company's previous name. Probably a glitch, the IT lead says, laughing nervously. Still, one intern can't stop staring at her monitor. It's displaying a login profile under someone else's name, Ethan Dancy. She clicks it, and for a moment, a live camera feed appears, an empty cubicle, a chair slowly turning on its own. By lunch, people start whispering about strange reflections. Someone claims they saw an older woman's face behind their own in the restroom mirror. Another swears the office clock ticks backward for 1 minute every hour. The building hums with invisible static, the same rhythm the last team once heard. The IT servers update automatically at exactly 2:47 each afternoon. System optimization, the notification says, but no one initiated it. The cleaning crew finds footprints near an empty desk, prints that lead straight into the glass wall, and stop. That evening, the building's new manager stays late to finalize reports. The office grows silent, except for the hum of computers. She notices a new folder on her desktop. Marissa Heller to 47 a.m. Her hand hesitates, then double-clicks. The video shows a woman she doesn't recognize sitting at this same desk, whispering into the camera. Don't look again. The timestamp on the corner counts upward, not down. The manager shuts her laptop, but her reflection in the dark screen stays behind, still watching. The next morning, the staff gathers to find the manager's office empty. Her chair faces the window, slowly spinning. The security footage cuts out at 2:47 a.m., replaced by static and faint laughter. Later that day, an automated email arrives from her account. Welcome to the team, Ethan. Ethan? Har tries to trace it, but the sender field reads Marissa Heller at colemanfinch.com. The employees glance at one another, uneasy, as the overhead lights dim for a heartbeat. When they flicker back on, the timestamp on every screen changes. Now, every clock in the building reads 2:47 a.m. The office hums quietly beneath a perfect morning. The news staff chat, printers hum, keyboards click, everything normal. Yet the building's air feels heavier, as if filled with static waiting to ignite. One intern notices her computer clock lagging behind the wall clock by a single minute. Another swears she hears typing from Ethan's old cubicle, though it's been sealed since renovation. As daylight spills through spotless glass, every reflection lingers a heartbeat too long. Somewhere deep in the system, a silent process restarts. Camera feed 1. Recording active. By afternoon, network alerts fill the screen. Automatic updates, security syncs, camera firmware patches. The IT lid mutters about ghost processes, the monitors flash white, then settle. Everything seems fine, until one intern gasps. On the shared drive, a new folder has appeared. Its name's simple. Start here. Inside lies a single video. File date 5 years old. The preview thumbnail shows the same office, the same cubicles, but different faces. Ethan's face. They play the video. The footage begins with static, then resolves into the grainy image of Ethan, staring at the camera. His voice trembles. If you're watching this, it's already too late. Behind him, monitors flicker with distorted reflections of the office, identical to their own. Someone laughs nervously, thinking it's staged, until the feed shifts. The background now matches the room they're in exactly. Even the clothes, even the people. The last thing Ethan says is a whisper. "Don't look again." Then the lights go out. Panic spreads. Phones lose signal. The power surges once, twice, then steadies at a dim glow. On every monitor, the same timestamp appears. 2:47 a.m. The employees run, but the elevator doors open to the same floor again and again. Through the glass walls, reflections of Ethan and Marissa wait silently at their desks, motionless, watching. One by one, the lights flicker out, leaving only the red blink of the security camera, its lens turning slowly toward the last remaining worker. Silence returns. The office rests in perfect stillness once more. A single monitor reawakens, replaying the opening shot. A quiet desk, a blinking light, a timestamp frozen at 2:47 a.m. The faint reflection of a man leans toward the screen, pressing play. It's Ethan. The footage loops seamlessly, his whisper identical to the first time we heard it. What would you do if your boss destroyed your career just to save theirs? His eyes lift, looking straight at us now. The frame glitches and resets.